never ever wear an apron at a show. The only reason I put this one on is I like this shirt and I was cooking bacon and I still got myself dirty.
You look really cute in the apron, though. I like it.
I hate this apron. Because I have to iron it and it's awful.
Oh, I don't iron mine. I love it.
I still have my denim one.
Yeah,
With
I
all
wear
my
my old
trippy-
ones.
my
I have all the ones that have
embroideries on
TPC
it.
on them because our director used to give us TPC.
At
every year,
leadership.
You earn them.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I have, and I
I
like
have my
those.
embroidered trips on.
So anyways, okay. Like I said, I am always introduced by the hostess introducing me. That puts me on a pedestal. Okay? It is never ever your job to get their attention. You are not the hostess. It is not your home, and they are not your children. Okay? So if you are the one trying to wrangle them up like a bunch of goats into a corral and get them seated, you're wasting precious time where you could be making money. The hostess's job is to introduce you and tell them we're going to get started. She can yell at her friends. I can't. It's not the way I was raised.
I can't imagine that you wouldn't though.
Oh, no. She will vouch for me.
No, she won't.
No, when I'm on the program, I'm on the program. I mean, I am a professional, and this is how I want to, this is how I show myself. This is how I mean, don't get me wrong. Once I go into the show mode, there's like, oh my God, she's go. But no. There's rules to the game. Okay. So my hostess will introduce me. When I do choose to wear an apron, it is never on me until I actually start to handle food. When I do wear an apron, if I'm doing a fundraiser or I'm doing a class or I'm being interviewed for something and they want to see me in, the show mode kind of thing, my apron is always folded beautifully and is laid right there with the logo on it, facing up. I never put the apron on. I prefer for my customers and my guests not to know I'm the consultant until I go on stage. Okay, because I need to bond with them. I want to build a relationship. I want to sit with them on the couch and find out what kind of day did Susie have? How many children do you have? How do you know our hostess Annalie? Have you known her a long time? Are you a new neighbor? I know she's moved into her house. I need to know this. They're always surprised when I give the signal to the host that I'm ready to start. They go, oh my God, you're her! And because, and I've taught you guys this too, those of you who know me, it's like when they see me with the apron on, that's my uniform. So it's like talking to a police officer who's walking around in a t-shirt and jeans at a picnic, and not knowing he's an officer than you would when he's got his uniform on. So it's a totally different kind of thing. The wall goes up, oh no, her apron's on, she's trying to sell me something. Mm-hmm. So don't put it on until you're ready to cook, okay? I mean, I know a lot of consultants are the opposite, like, I feel naked without it. Really, you're not. Okay, you're really not. You're you, and that's who they're gonna book with, not the apron. Okay, I know that sounds really like a little too much long-winded for just put your apron on until you're ready to handle food. Okay, now, so I will say to my hostess when I'm all prepped and ready to go, and the majority of the guests are there. Never wait for every guest to show up. You will not start for 45 minutes after your show schedule. And that is very discourteous to the ones who were relatively on time. Right. And they're not going to want to have a show if you do that because they're think, oh my God, the show doesn't start till 8. My kids are going to, oh no, I can't. So you have to say, when you've told me almost everyone is here, I give you 15 minutes. 20 after 7, I'm starting the show. Mm-hmm. I don't care who's in the room. It could be you, your mother, and your dog. I don't care. If you know that the majority of your people are coming at 8 o'clock, then we book the show for 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But don't tell people 7 and they roll in at 7:45. It's not 30 to 5 that showed up at 7.
They showed up on time.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And it really gets you a lot more bookings if they know that you're going to stick to your guns in a little bit. Okay?
It's like the old story of closing a party for the last one order. They came and ordered, and we were waiting for this one Susie that never showed up.
So,
always with the hypothetical.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
She's always irresponsible.
Oh no.
Without a PhD.
All the time. Okay. Now, so the hostess has now, I've given her the sign. So when I come in to prep and I'm getting ready, okay, this is why I'm a 5-call hostess coaching girl. I do not like surprises. I am not kidding you when I say this, unless I ask you to give me a surprise. But then I want to know what's coming. But I will say, okay, Annalie, I'm ready to go whenever you are. So when you tell me the majority of the people are here, I'm going to give you a signal, and then you're going to go ahead and introduce me. Hi, this is Feriale Yan, our Pampered Chef consultant for the evening. Now, I do that for 2 reasons. I don't want her to call me the dem lady. Not that I have any embarrassment about doing demonstrations, far from it. But I don't want that connotation with like, oh, there's the Tupperware lady or there. No. I'm your Pampered Chef consultant. Okay, and then I want you to tell them how you met me and where we met. And I don't care if she was a referral. I want her to say that. Oh yeah, I called the home office and I saw this thing and my friend didn't know who her consultant was and I got lucky. I got Feriale, or whatever, or I met her at Susie's show, or we were in a grocery store and she accosted me. She actually has my first mower still held hostage. So, unless the show hits 1,500, he's not coming home. So whatever reason, you want her to tell how she met, how you met her. Because it tells people right away, oh, okay, that's interesting, referrals, all right, so it sort of does the hostess coaching for you a little bit, okay? So now Annalise introduced me, hello everybody, thank you very much for coming. This is Feriale, our Pampered Chef consultant for the evening. We're gonna go ahead and get started. She's the one that wrangles them up and gets them settled. I give her the 5-minute warning. I'm ready to go, so if you want to start rounding them up and make sure everybody has a plate of snack food or a drink if they want it, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And then you can introduce me. So I coach her all the way to the minute that I get on that stage, okay? I know it sounds tedious, it all takes 30 seconds, but it really makes it for her like, oh yeah, she did everything, it was great. Because in her eyes, I did do everything. And in my eyes, I did do everything, okay? So, all right, now, and I'm gonna go into show mode, so you may wanna edit, you may wanna delete, you may wanna go, oh my God, did she just say that? This is an honest to God true story. I don't do it any differently than, because I'm doing it in front of my peers, than I would at a live show. If you don't believe me, ask Doreen. She knows that it is what it is. I don't want you to be me, be you. But you're gonna take some good things away, I hope, okay? So when they asked me to do the recipe demo, I chose 2 of my absolute favorites, showing the products that are my absolute favorites, okay? I do bring a lot of products, I'm not gonna lie. I will never lie to you about that, saying I bring a bag.
Absolutely, she does, and
Yep.
that's what I do.
That's why she has Louis the Sherpa.
That's right.
I don't,
And
but
just
that's
so you
why
know,
I need
Louis
to do
does not
hips.
go to every show with me. Louis, he's a rocket scientist. He's got things to do, okay? He's just a very loving husband who just wants to make sure I don't overdo. So on the weekends when he can, he does go with me. So I'm very blessed that way. But he doesn't go to all my shows with me. Thank God. Okay, now.
For a while there, she banned him from coming.
Yeah, because he was cramping my style. It's like, don't
Just
heckle
playing
me,
at
you're my
people's
husband. Okay. No. It's hard on him too. He gets up at 5 and he works all day and then comes home and has to deal with this. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I do have a much bigger display. What you're going to see on my display is going to be my tool turnabout right here. Okay. That literally has, I think, every single hand tool we sell that would fit in there, okay? For a lot of years, I used to carry 2 tool turnabouts, but I'll tell you about that after the show and why I do that. And then, I've got a piece from every major product line. This is pivotal on my table, okay? It doesn't have to be the whole line, but I've got a piece from every major line. From my forged cutlery to my cutting board collection to the serveware, stoneware collection to the kids in the kitchen collection. There's a piece from every line, okay? Just because they need to see the quality. I may not have the exact product they're looking for, but it's made like this, perfect, okay? So, this is pretty close. I mean, there's things that I would normally reach for to cross-sell with, but I'm sure you guys will get that, all right? So this is how I pretty much set up. The only difference is I'd have my cutting board, the large cutting board here, and my cooling rack right in front of me. That becomes my stage and my trivet, okay? A lot of consultants make a huge mistake. They don't talk about the cooling rack or the cutting board. And combined, they're almost a $60 item. So those have to be a given. Those are like automatically, every kitchen needs those 2 items.
Do you want this?
No, it's okay. I mean, you guys know what a cooling rack is. You're
Right.
good. Okay.
Well, I didn't know if you need a stage.
No, I'm good. Thank you though. I'm good. Okay, so everything, if you notice, is in a semicircle around me. So whatever I'm going to use for the actual demo is always, it's like mise en place. It's always right where I need it. So you're not seeing me stretching over across a counter or an island or a table. Okay? The rest of the table is display. Okay, when I do my final wrap-up, I'll pick up a few things, but I'm on the other side of the counter or the table. But everything that I'm going to be needing, it has to be in an arm's reach. Okay? Just because it looks a little bit smoother. Not that you want to look perfect, even though I am. I think I've said that before. I think I did.
You also don't want to forget it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it's actually how I do inventory. It's how I know I've packed up everything. Because once I wash everything, it goes back the way I set up the show, and that's how everything goes back into my bags. I have no life, doesn't it? It's sad. All right. Well, thank you, Annalie, so much for inviting me. I was really excited when Annalie, she told me we met at Susie's show, and we're going to pick another name. We met at Doreen's show. Yeah, I don't do S words. I try to avoid them like the plague. All right. Because I don't come with my own splatter guard. A shield for your protection. Okay. Now, I didn't say that at shows though. Okay, so I want to go ahead and thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you. I met you at Doreen's house, and we hit it off right away because she was in the front row, and she was like on the edge of her seat, and she was really excited. And I knew I had her, and I knew exactly what item I had her at. Okay, so, you know, when she saw the all-purpose pot and she's looking at the price and her eyes widened, I'm like, oh yeah, she's having a show. Okay, and that's why we're using it. She wants to learn more about how to use this beautiful pot. So we met, and her job was really very simple. You know, when she wanted to have a show, right away I explained to her how easy it is to do that. Her job was simply to invite her friends and family. The hardest part about the job was picking the recipes she wanted me to demonstrate, and it will be, because I'm going to send you about 40, 50 recipes to pick from. And I changed them every single month. So any of you, and I know there's going to be like 3 or 4 of you who are going to want to book off of Annalie, you know, whether it's this month, next month, and the month after, for whatever kind of show we do. And I don't want you to have the same exact recipes because I want you to mix it up. So if I see you again, you're learning something different. So the 2 we chose today are absolutely phenomenal because they're 2 of my recipes. So if you love them, they're fabulous and they're all me. If you don't like them, she chose them. I sent her 40 more. That's what she chose. Not my fault. So the 2 we're going to make for you are, like I said, they're absolutely 2 of my family's favorites and mine. Not only because they're delicious and beautiful when they're presented, but for me, they use my favorite tools that I use on a daily basis. And that's why I wanted to share these tools with you. So the first thing I'm going to do for you is our Tuscan pasta, is what I call it. Okay, and one of the great perks, and this is honest to God true story, one of the great perks is, you know, when we do our job, not only do I get a great paycheck, but this is my full-time job. This is how I help support my family and, you know, how I'm able to put my kids through, you know, the best colleges in the country and how we're able to travel and put away for, you know, our future. Because our kids told us we're not going into a nursing home, we're going into a kennel. That would be my oldest, Alexander David. He's not a loving child. I'm not sure why. But so Louis and I, my husband, have decided we have to look out for ourselves because our kids are totally unreliable. What the hell? I spent $500,000 on this college. Why does he have to give me food? It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay in a kennel. Terrible children. Now, so one of the perks, though, is we get to go on to these great trips. So we had a recent trip a couple of years ago, and it was to the cruising the Mediterranean. So we were in Florence, Italy, and we were sitting in this wonderful restaurant on the square in Florence, and we ordered this wonderful dish. And I said, "Oh, I can go home and replicate that. That's not a problem." So this is that dish. I do have to laugh. I remember that so well because the waiter goes, "Oh, Ma, you speak beautiful Italian." I go, "No, I speak really good Italian food." But I couldn't ask you where the bathroom was. But thank you for the compliment. So I'm going to make for you what I call my Tuscan spaghetti. Okay? And it is absolutely a delicious meal. And it technically can be a one-pot meal. I just prefer grilled chicken to braised chicken, which you could do it as an alternative, and I'll tell you how to do that. So, but plus my favorite, seriously, my favorite product is our beautiful grill pan and press. So that's why I wanted to show you that because it will sort of change the way you cook this piece. So this is a wonderful dish. Everything from scratch, nothing out of the box but the pasta. Okay, and if you're one of those people that actually can make your own pasta, why are you not a consultant? Okay, but I'm sure the rest of you make pasta every day and twice on Sunday, right? Sure you do, why not? Okay, so the Tuscan spaghetti is going to be our recipe number 1, and we're going to do a salad to go with it. And the salad, both of these are great main meals, okay? The next one I'm going to do for you is my steak and avocado salad. I used to be a chef in a former life, and I know technically I am still a chef, but when I had my restaurant, our most popular salad was the steak and avocado salad. I like it because I am a diabetic, and it's a perfect diabetic meal. It's absolutely perfectly balanced for a diabetic. So that's what I'm going to make that for you, and you're going to love the hand tools that I'm going to be using for this. And I'm going to also be using my grill pan once again, because I'm not kidding you when I say this pan gets a workout in my kitchen. Okay, so the steak and avocado salad, the reason I like it too is it does show you another little avenue of the tools that I'm lost without in my kitchen. So that is the menu we have chosen. Again, if you like the menu, it was chosen by me. If you don't, it was all her. Now remember, when you host your show, you're going to choose the menus that you want. And I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Don't be asking your friends. Okay, because they're going to be really upset with you if you don't choose what they wanted. And we're not doing every show a death by chocolate. Okay, seriously, because I have to go in the back corner and shoot up. We're not doing that. All right, now, okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Now, this is how the show works. It is now 2 o'clock. The show will be over at exactly 3 o'clock. If the show really stinks, I'm stopping at 1:15 and I'm going home. I'm a very busy woman. There's a lot of housewives to keep track of. You have no idea. All right? I'm only kidding. God help me, I'm not though. Okay. But no. That's my max. If I go over the hour, there's usually a person to blame for that. So if you're a teacher, raise your hand because it is going to be you. Okay.
That is so funny.
So true.
I mean, I kid you not. Oh, you know who you are. Don't hide from me. Okay. No, seriously, because I want you to, the reason I try to be very courteous of your time is because I know it's rough. You all have children, you have jobs, and you want to come and you want to catch up. So I don't want to overstay my welcome. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to stick that. Rule number 2, I do not play any kind of party game. So whatever bizarre things you have in your purses, please leave them there. Okay? Do not share, do not bond. I do not care. Okay? Plus I cheat. This is why I was never allowed to play games with our children because my husband would get upset. He goes, "Why did you take their money? They weren't looking." They need to be more observant. You're cheating with a 4-year-old. I don't care. He's got to learn sooner or later. This is the same child who is putting me in a kennel, just so we know where the source came from. Okay. All right. So no, I don't play any games. I mean, you're not here for that. You can just do that somewhere else. We're only, an hour from a casino. Go crazy. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. Let's start with our pasta. And by the time the pasta is done, so will our salad. Okay? Because with these tools, you'll be amazed. Both of these recipes can be on your table in 20 minutes or less. Okay? So let's start off with our pasta. I'm going to start off with our executive cookware line, which I'm going to be featuring tonight. That's the cookware line that I'm going to be focusing on tonight. We have 3 lines of cookware now. So for those of you who's gone to a Pampered Chef show recently, anybody, have you seen the rock crocks on display, right? And you don't look at them and assume they're cookware, do you? You're like, oh, it's a casserole dish. Well, it is, yes, but it's cookware. We have 3 lines of cookware now. We have our executive, which is our most popular, for if you're looking for larger pots or a complete set of cookware. And this is what I recommend for anybody who's a cook, aspiring to be a good cook, and who wants to make a lifetime investment. I do recommend the executive. Being a classically trained chef, I'm a huge fan of the stainless steel. Just because I'm in the habit, it's all the years of being a chef in a commercial kitchen, of throwing things into my oven. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm going to tell you this in a minute. All of our beautiful executive, every piece of cookware we sell in our 3 collections goes into the oven. But what I love about the stainless is I can throw it under the broiler, and I can throw it in my dishwasher. Mm-hmm. I can throw my rock crock collection into my dishwasher as well and under my broiler. This is the only cookware that goes on your stovetop, goes on in your oven, and into the sink, and you wash it with a soapy sponge. That's how easily it cleans out. Okay, so that's one of the biggest selling points. 2 of our lines are lifetime guarantee. Okay, and that would be the executive collection and the stainless steel collection. Do you need a complete set of cookware? No, you don't. You truly don't. As a professional chef, you do not need a complete set of cookware. You do need to mix up the kind of cookware you have in your kitchen, though. Because there are some things that you want to do in a stainless steel pan that you would not generally want to do in an executive pan. Not that you couldn't, you just wouldn't want to. So if you want to get a real sear on something, you do need a nice stainless steel pan. You want the caramelization in a nice steel pan. Okay? So, the thing about I like about the stainless steel is, like if I wanted to make my stuffed tomatoes and give a nice broil to them, I can start them in my stainless steel 12-inch skillet, and I can put them under my broiler. Okay, I like the stainless steel for the lining and the triple coil in there. It's so heat conductive, and I can use it on high heat. Our executive, you only want to go to a medium high. That's how energy efficient they are. But I want a good sear. I need a good hot temperature, and that's what stainless will give me. You do not need a 12-piece set of stainless cookware. You need the 12-inch skillet, and you're good to go. Roasting, searing, braising, broiling, You're good to go with that pan. Other pieces, I'm going to tell you what they are right now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the executive for a minute. It is also lifetime guarantee. Like I said, this is the new all-purpose pot. We call it the app. Okay, this is the monster. This is the bomb. This pan is really, I don't care if there's 2 of you, 1 of you, or 12 in your family. This pan fits into everybody's family. I kid you not. Okay, this is the pan. We basically took a 20-quart stock pot and cut it in half. If you notice, what's really amazing about this is we have a beautiful wide base. Okay, even though it resembles a wok, and I know woks. Remember the last name? Yeah. I have to cook Chinese food. It was written in my marriage vows. I did not have to obey, but I had to promise to make kung pao chicken. Okay? Plus the fact that I've got about 50 pounds on my husband, obey was not going to happen. The man lives in fear, which is quite all right with me. All right. So the thing about this pot that I really, really love is the fact that I've got a huge base. So if I'm doing a big pot of beef stew or I'm braising something, I have a lot of surface area to work with. You know what I mean? So I can get a lot of meat browned nicely. I can add my broth and my vegetables, my stock, put the lid on it, put it at 225 degrees, let it go for 3 or 4 hours on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Okay, but I'm going to share something with you as a classically trained chef and a nutritionist. Cooked food freezes better than raw food. And what I mean by that is this. So, who's ever made a pot of beef stew? I don't care if it was in a crock pot or made a good old-fashioned stew. You're still gonna make the same mess if you made 3 or 4 times the amount as you're gonna have for dinner than you would if you made a single batch. You truly are. There's no more mess being made. It's the same volume of mess. But what you're doing is you tripled and quadrupled your volume of food. If you've ever done this, you've gone to Costco or BJ's or Sam's Club, you bought the big slat of stew meat. You take out the 2 pounds you need to make your dinner that night, you freeze the other 4. 6 months later, there's this big monster in the back of your freezer. You don't know what the hell that is. And you're like, I don't know what that is. It can't be important. You throw it away. So what happens is once meat is frozen, it can never be rejuvenated to be as tender as when it was raw because the crystals in the ice will tear down the meat. Okay? It becomes mealy. So you're better off literally cooking off all that stew at once, sealing it in our leak-proof containers, putting it into a cryovac machine. If I love my food saver sealer. And then you have meals for the rest of the month, but do it one time. Volume cooking is healthier, cheaper, and more time efficient than doing one meal prep at a time. Okay, this is where this pot become a favorite with everybody. Okay, you need this pot. Okay, the fact that it's lifetime guarantee is a wonderful feature. My favorites are that it's riveted together, not screwed together. How many of you hold a frying pan, you hold it by the handle up here, but it's wiggling down here, okay? Because they're screwed together. Now you want to ask yourself, next time you're flying on an airplane, do you want the plane riveted together or screwed together? How lucky do you feel today, okay? So you want to go ahead and have this kind of quality. I love the phalonic handles, meaning they don't get hot on top of the stove. They will get hot coming out of the oven. Don't call me, I'm very busy, okay? I mean, I have to really explain to you the importance of our silicone oven mitts because you don't know this is gonna be hot coming out of the oven. Oh my God, okay? You need to remember that. The lid is also lifetime guarantee. Like I told you, the pan itself is not dishwasher safe, but the lid is. And the lid also goes into your oven, okay? And this pan comes with the lid, our 12-inch lid, because we have other pans, our stir-fry skillet, our family skillet. I still call it the family skillet. We call it, it's really a 12-inch skillet, but it's for a family, because this lid will fit all of them. So if you're having a show and you know you want this pan, you might as well use your 4 to 5 half-price items to get the other 2 pieces, and that one lid will work on all of them. Okay, so you pick out which one you want to get right now to start working with, and then save the other pieces for when you host your own party. Okay, all right. Now, so all of our executive cookware always looks this beautiful on the outside. Why? Same materials on the inside. And how many of you have pans that are oily and greasy and sticky all on the side and the bottom? That's because they don't have the flared lip. The flared lip causes the oils to fall away, not roll under. Okay, that's why the same anodized steel is inside and out. Okay, really, really important to know, and that is a very, very important feature. What I want you to do is come in, and I want you to lift this pan and feel the quality of that, and then you know you're getting a wonderful investment. there's an attachment that goes with this piece, and this attachment is my absolute favorite thing in the world, okay? And that's the steamer. And again, remember those two other pots I mentioned to you? The 12-inch family executive skillet, the big 12-inch stir-fry skillet, and the 12-inch stainless skillet. This steamer fits on all of those. This steamer will hold.
Would you like it?
It's not drawer. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, and now the thing about the steamer is, guys, you can buy the steamer as a part of the bundle, okay? And whenever you see anything that's bundled as a set, you are saving money. It's cheaper than buying each piece individually if you put them together, okay? And that steamer, oh my God, I'm a big believer in steaming everything. I just love the fact that I could have a beautiful sauce boiling away down here with my spaghetti in the sauce. I don't even boil the spaghetti, it's boiling in the sauce. And my meatballs, when I use my stainless steel scoops, we have 3 sizes of the scoops. I know a lot of you have them and love them. We have a small, a medium, and a large, or as I call them, dieting, thinking about it, gave up. Dieting, thinking about it, gave up. So you can just use whatever size scoop you want. Have your meatballs up here steaming, so all that flavor from the meatballs are falling into the sauce and pasta. Or make a big pot of chili for the team. Okay, my house is where the kids hung out, and my kids don't have an athletic bone in their body, but they know Mrs. Yann's gonna feed them. Okay, so I love doing a pot of chili and cornbread in our little prep bowls steaming above there, because almost a corn pudding, it comes out phenomenal. All right, so you can go ahead, but the best thing about it is when it comes time for the Easter eggs. Okay, and so what you're going to do here, this is the only thing I've ever seen where you're going to have perfect hard-boiled eggs every single time. You're going to hold 30 eggs it holds. That's also the amount of dumplings you can put in here. Remember the name Yan, I have to make dumplings. Okay, so you put the eggs in there, you bring the water to a boil under here, low simmer, put the eggs on top, cover exactly 17 minutes. 17. Take them, take the whole steamer out. I've got my sink already in here with cold water and ice cubes. I literally drop the steamer right in, let them chill, and the peel falls away. No gimmicks, no blowing into the egg, no having to dance to it, do a prayer dance, none of that. Okay, now, I'm telling you, you're gonna steam everything. Oh, do me a favor, whoever's having the next show, pick for your salad the warm Bistro chicken salad.
Delicious.
It is my absolute favorite recipe that we make. Okay, so under here I've got my potato wedges cooking. I've got my green beans steaming on this side and my chicken steaming on this side all at one time. And you're gonna throw together the best salad. Okay? Watch this recipe. Shall we get started? Super easy. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start the recipe by taking a pound of pasta. It's really good to use pasta when you're making a pasta recipe. Unlike my hostess the other night, when I want to make a pasta recipe, I go in there's no pasta. There's nothing I can do about that. I can substitute a lot of things, but rice is not pasta, okay? So we ended up making a quick chicken and rice dinner, okay, instead of a Tuscan pasta. But because I am that good. So we're gonna take our pasta. You can break the pasta in half. In this pot, because it's so big, you can leave the pasta whole. So we're just gonna go ahead and dump the pasta in there. All right. If you believe it or not, and I know this sounds mathematically incorrect, but if you break the pasta in half, it does feed more people. Isn't that a weird thing? It's a proven fact. We did it at the Culinary Institute where I went to school. Okay, to the pasta, we're gonna add the following. We're gonna grab a can of diced fire roast tomatoes, or you can take cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes and cut them in half and add them. I like the fire roasted because I can't stand tomato skin. Okay, it's just an issue with me. All right, and actually I shouldn't use the word issue. I don't have issues. I've got prescriptions. Now, okay. So we're gonna come in. I know I put it out here.
Can opener?
My can opener was here. Did somebody
Did it
grab
go back in the drawer?
Somebody put it away on me? Okay, I did pull it out. All right, so we're gonna take our smooth edge can opener, okay? Never use pull tabs. I've got my boys living in fear of a pull tab because I've traumatized them by telling them never ever use a pull tab. We're gonna take our can opener over the edge, turn the knob, it's gonna lock on. When you can do this, you've mounted it correctly. Otherwise you're gonna go, damn, I hurt my foot, okay? You're gonna turn it, and you're gonna hear snapping. That is the glue separating from the can. If you're opening up any cans of Goya, or any of the imported cans, you're gonna see a lot of glue. They have a different processing, so you may wanna go around once and twice. And once you stop hearing the snapping, the popping, you're completely open. You won't know that though until you remove the can opener. Take the little beak over the edge and pull up. It's not the can opener, it's the person operating the tool. Oh, there's a snap. Oh, didn't hear that either. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, go back. Come in. All right, now, why? No edges. You're absolutely good to go. Okay, you're not gonna cut yourself. You are not going to, if you're recycling, doing crafts with the kids, you're totally safe and ready to go. If you wanted to reseal the can, you could, but can anybody say botulism? Okay, now, so let's not do that. All right, so we're gonna come in, I'm gonna step back for a minute. All right, give my hands another wash. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and get back to our easy recipe here. All right, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna dump in the can of tomatoes, or a pint of grape tomatoes, which I'm gonna show you how you're gonna slice those up in less than 3 seconds, okay? To this, we're going to add half of my spinach. It's gonna go right here, okay? We're gonna go into our pantry and grab some Italian seasoning, preferably our Pampered Chester Italian seasoning.
Is it there?
Yep, it is, okay? We need about, well, that ain't gonna help. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take our Italian seasoning. Now, never just take any seasoning that's dried and just dump it in like this. You're totally wasting it. You wanna take the amount that you need, you wanna put it into the palm of your hand, and you wanna create a mortar and pestle, because herbs are dehydrated. So by taking the heel of the other hand into the palm of this hand, you're releasing all the essential oils, so all the flavors are gonna come through. You can get away with using only half the amount of the seasoning. So you're not wasting a whole bunch of that, okay? So the minute you do that, you're gonna be able to, see. I'm just gonna go ahead and use some of our, perfect, thank you, hon. Okay, so we want here about 2 teaspoons of our wonderful Italian. This is my absolute gotta have in my kitchen. This is run the rub. All right, dehydrate, put that right there. Okay, now to this, we're gonna add the following, all right? So I have the recipe for you. I asked you all to fill in your emails for me. You're gonna get this along with a bunch of recipes that I'm talking about. The warm Bistro chicken salad that I mentioned to you in this file that I'm gonna send to you. Okay, I'm gonna send to you the steak and avocado we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna send you 3 other pasta recipes with the same variations using this one pot, okay? So, we have our pasta, we have our tomatoes, we have half of our spinach, reserving the other half, and you will see what we do with that in a couple of minutes. Now we're gonna add 5 cups of chicken broth. We're gonna use our easy read measuring cups over here, number 2175. Now, I know there's 4 cups in here, okay? I was a math major, all right? But I like to make dishes for my hostess. I do not want you feeling bad for her that she's gonna be doing my dishes with me, okay, throughout the show and at the end of it, because she's gonna get a lot of benefits for doing a few dishes. I actually had my hostess empty out her dishwasher because the majority of our stuff goes into the dishwasher. So we'll put them in and do a quick cycle while I'm taking the order. So she's not gonna be working a whole lot. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead.